Admiral Sarah Lennox stood in the command center of the USS Dauntless, her eyes fixed on the tactical display. Icons representing Earth's defense fleet blinked in formation, a fragile barrier against the incoming alien armada. The holographic screen highlighted the vast discrepancy in power, showcasing the sheer scale of the threat. "Admiral, the alien fleet will enter Earth's orbit in 6 hours," reported Commander Ivan Rodriguez, his voice tight with barely suppressed tension. Lennox nodded, her expression grim. "Prepare all units for engagement. We can't afford any mistakes." She glanced around the room, noting the strained faces of her officers. Each knew the odds they faced, yet they stood resolute, ready to defend their home. The first skirmishes had already taken place, with Earth's outer defenses crumbling under the onslaught. Now, the real battle loomed. The aliens, a technologically superior race known as the Zorathians, had issued taunts through intercepted transmissions. Their commander, a being named Varkar, openly mocked humanity's resistance. Lennox felt a surge of determination. They would show these invaders what it meant to fight for survival. "Admiral, incoming transmission from the Zorathian flagship," said Lieutenant Emily Chen, her fingers dancing over the console. "On screen," Lennox ordered, her jaw set. The screen flickered to life, revealing Varkar's sneering visage. "Admiral Lennox," he began, his voice dripping with contempt. "Surrender now, and we may spare a few of your kind." Lennox met his gaze, unflinching. "We will never surrender. Earth stands united against your tyranny." Varkar's laughter echoed through the command center. "Foolish humans. Your end is inevitable. Prepare to be eradicated." The transmission cut off, leaving a heavy silence in its wake. Lennox turned to her officers, her resolve unshaken. "You heard him. We have no choice but to fight." Rodriguez stepped forward, concern etched on his face. "Admiral, our forces are stretched thin. The Zorathians outgun us 10-1. We need a game-changer." Lennox nodded, her mind racing. They had one last hope, a secret weapon developed in the utmost secrecy. The Phantom Blade, a state-of-the-art stealth ship equipped with advanced cloaking technology and devastating weaponry. It was humanity's ace in the hole. "Prepare the Phantom Blade," Lennox said, her voice steady. "We'll use it to infiltrate their fleet and gather vital intelligence." "It's time to turn the tide." Rodriguez's eyes widened with a mix of hope and trepidation. "Understood, Admiral. I'll notify Captain Ross immediately." As the command center buzzed with renewed activity, Lennox took a moment to reflect. The weight of the impending battle pressed heavily on her shoulders, but she couldn't afford to show weakness. Her duty was to lead, to inspire her people to fight against insurmountable odds. She activated the ship-wide intercom, her voice echoing through the halls of the Dauntless. "This is Admiral Lennox. We stand on the brink of an unprecedented battle. The Zorathians believe us to be weak, but we will show them our strength. Every man and woman aboard this fleet is a guardian of Earth. Together, we will prevail." The Phantom Blade hung in the shadows of Earth's lunar orbit, cloaked from both sight and sensors. Inside the sleek, dark vessel, Captain David Ross stood before his crew, their faces lit by the dim bluish glow of the control panels. Every member of his team was handpicked, the best Earth had to offer. "Listen up," Ross began, his voice steady but urgent. "We've been given the most critical mission of this war. Admiral Lennox is counting on us to gather intelligence and disrupt the Zorathian fleet from within." The crew nodded, a collective determination in their eyes. They were well aware of the risks, but also of the necessity of their task. Ross continued, outlining the plan with precise clarity. "Our cloaking technology should keep us undetected, but we'll still need to be cautious. Once we're in position, we'll gather as much data as possible on their command structure and fleet movements. Our primary objective is to create chaos and provide our forces with a fighting chance. Lieutenant Hannah Kim, the ship's chief engineer, raised a hand. Captain, what about our weapon systems? Will we be engaging the enemy directly? Ross met her gaze, appreciating her directness. Only if absolutely necessary. Our goal is stealth and sabotage, not a full frontal assault. However, we're prepared for any situation. Everyone knows their role. Let's get to it. The crew dispersed to their stations, a well-oiled machine moving with purpose. Ross moved to the command chair, feeling the weight of the mission settle over him. The ship's advanced AI Athena materialized as a holographic interface beside him. "All systems are green, Captain," Athena reported, her voice smooth and confident. "We're ready to initiate the mission." "Good," Ross replied. "Engage cloaking and set course for the Zorathian fleet." The phantom blade shimmered and vanished, becoming one with the void. The stars streaked past as they made their way towards the heart of the alien armada. Tension filled the air, but Ross knew his crew was ready. Minutes felt like hours as they approached their target. Finally, the Zorathian ships came into view, massive and ominous, a testament to their technological might. The phantom blade slid between them, silent and unseen. "Scanning for critical targets," Athena announced. "Data link established with Earth's command center." Ross leaned forward, eyes on the display. "Hannah, how's our cloaking stability?" "Rock solid, Captain," she replied, fingers dancing over her console. "We're a ghost." Commander Rodriguez's voice crackled over the comms. "Phantom Blade, this is Dauntless. How's the view?" "Clear as day," Ross replied. "We're in position, beginning data acquisition." As the data streams poured in, detailing fleet positions and vulnerabilities, Ross felt a surge of hope. They were turning the tide, bit by bit. The information they gathered would be crucial for Lennox's larger strategy. "Captain, we've detected a weakness in their command relay," Athena reported. A well-placed EMP could disrupt their entire coordination network. Ross's eyes narrowed. "Hannah, prepare the EMP. Let's give our friends a surprise." The crew moved with precision, deploying the device with expert care. Moments later, the EMP burst, sending a ripple through the Zorathian fleet. Alarms blared, ships veered off course, and chaos ensued. "Phantom Blade to Dauntless," Ross called out. "Package delivered." Returning to base, the Phantom Blade hovered in the void, a silent predator amidst the vastness of space. The crew's eyes were glued to their monitors, tension thick in the air. Captain David Ross scanned the Zorathian fleet's movements, looking for the perfect moment to strike. "Captain, we've pinpointed the command relay ship," Athena's voice broke the silence. "It's heavily guarded, but a precise strike could cripple their entire fleet coordination." Ross nodded, his mind racing. "Prepare the torpedoes. We need to hit them hard and fast." Lieutenant Hannah Kim's fingers flew over the controls, arming the ship's weapons. "Torpedoes ready, Captain." "On my mark," Ross said, eyes fixed on the relay ship. 3, 2, 1, fire. The Phantom Blade's torpedoes launched silently, streaking through the darkness towards their target. Moments later, a series of explosions rocked the relay ship, sending debris spiraling into space. The Zorathian fleet erupted in confusion, ships scrambling to re-establish communication. "Direct hit," Hannah exclaimed, her voice filled with triumph. Ross allowed himself a brief smile. "Good work, team. Now let's get out of here before they recover." As the Phantom Blade maneuvered through the chaos, alarms suddenly blared. "Captain, multiple Zorathian ships are converging on our position," Athena warned. "Evasive maneuvers," Ross barked. "Deploy decoys and prepare for cloak." The ship weaved through the enemy fire, decoys launching to confuse the pursuing vessels. Despite their advanced stealth technology, the Zorathians were relentless, their weapons lighting up the darkness. "Shields at 50%? Hannah reported, her voice strained. "We can't take much more of this." Ross clenched his jaw, his mind racing. "Hold steady, everyone. Athena, initiate cloak on my signal." As they dodged another barrage, the Phantom Blade's cloaking device hummed to life. "Now!" Ross shouted. The ship vanished from sight, the Zorathian ships momentarily disoriented. But the respite was brief, as the aliens adjusted their sensors, closing in on their last known position. "Captain, they're adapting faster than we anticipated," Athena said, her tone urgent. "We need to find a way out." Ross's eyes flicked to the nav chart. "Plot a course through that asteroid field. It's risky, but it's our best shot." The Phantom Blade darted towards the asteroid field, weaving between the massive rocks with precision. The Zorathians hesitated, their larger ships struggling to navigate the tight space. "Hannah, increase power to engines," Ross ordered. "We need to lose them." The ship surged forward, leaving the bulk of the Zorathian fleet behind. As they emerged on the other side, the sensors showed only a few pursuers left. "Captain, we've got a clear path back to Earth," Athena reported, a hint of relief in her voice. Ross exhaled, the tension easing from his shoulders. "Set course for home. Let's finish this mission." As the Phantom Blade sped towards Earth, Ross couldn't help but feel a surge of pride. They had struck a significant blow to the Zorathian fleet, buying humanity precious time. But he knew the fight was far from over. "Good work, everyone," he said, his voice steady. "We've made our mark, but we need to stay vigilant. The real battle is just beginning." The Phantom Blade docked with the USS Dauntless, its mission a success. Admiral Sarah Lennox stood on the bridge, reviewing the data transmitted by Captain Ross and his team. Every piece of intelligence gathered would be crucial for the next phase of their plan. "Admiral Captain Ross is on the line," Lieutenant Emily Chen announced. "Put him through," Lennox replied. Ross's image flickered onto the screen, his face determined despite the exhaustion in his eyes. "Admiral, we've delivered a significant blow to their coordination. Their fleet is in disarray." Lennox nodded, a hint of a smile playing on her lips. "Well done, Captain. Your efforts have bought us precious time. We're launching a coordinated counterattack. We need you and the Phantom Blade in the vanguard." "We're ready, Admiral," Ross affirmed. "Give the order." Lennox turned to her officers, her voice resolute. "All units, prepare for engagement. This is our chance to turn the tide. We strike hard and fast." As the fleet mobilized, Earth's forces surged towards the disoriented Zorathian armada. Fighters launched from hangars, and battleships moved into attack formations. The once mocked human fleet now bristled with defiance and determination. "Admiral, incoming transmission from the Zorathian commander," Chen reported. On screen, Lennox ordered. Varkar's visage appeared, his arrogance now tinged with desperation. "Admiral Lennox, this defiance is futile. You cannot hope to withstand our might." Lennox met his gaze with unwavering resolve. "We've already withstood more than you can imagine, Varkar. Your reign of terror ends now." The screen went dark, and Lennox turned to her crew. "Engage the enemy." The battle erupted, a maelstrom of energy beams and missile fire. The Dauntless led the charge, its weapons blazing. The Phantom Blade, cloaked and deadly, weaved through the chaos, delivering precision strikes to critical targets. "Focus on their command ships," Lennox directed. "Cut off the head, and the body will fall." Ross's voice came through the comms, calm amidst the storm. Phantom Blade engaging primary target. Moving to disrupt their formation. The ship uncloaked briefly, unleashing a barrage of torpedoes that tore through the Zorathian command ship's defenses. Explosions rippled across the enemy vessel, sending it spiraling into the void. Direct hit. Hannah's voice crackled with triumph. Lennox watched the battle unfold, her heart pounding. Earth's forces, inspired by the Phantom Blade's daring assault, fought with renewed vigor. The Zorathians, caught off guard, struggled to regroup. "Admiral, their flagship is vulnerable," Chen reported. "This could be our chance to end it." "Target the flagship," Lennox commanded. "All ships, concentrate fire." The fleet converged, unleashing a torrent of firepower. The Zorathian flagship's shields flickered and failed, its hull shattering under the relentless barrage. In a final, desperate move, the alien vessel exploded, a blinding flash of light signaling its end. "Enemy flagship destroyed," Chen confirmed, her voice filled with awe. A cheer erupted on the bridge, the sound of victory and relief. Lennox allowed herself a moment of pride, then addressed her crew. "We've done it. We've turned the tide. But remember, this is just the beginning. We must stay vigilant and rebuild stronger than ever."